Hi all, welcome to a brand new episode of Read a Book with Union Assurance. This program is dedicated to all of you who loves to read but may find it difficult with your busy schedules. So we are here to review top-notch management books for you and provide the key takeaways. It's almost as if you read the book yourself. So today we are going to be reviewing CEO Excellence. This book has been written by 3 senior partners of McKinsey & Company, and the authors are Caroline Deva, Scott Keller and Vikram Malhotra. This book provides an excellent guide to everyone who's aspiring to be a CEO, with a range of anecdotes from global readers across industries about their experiences and knowledge what they've got by being on the roll. Before we review the book, I'd like to welcome someone very special to our show. That is Krishantha Jayasinghe, also fondly named as CJ, who is the Managing Director of Sarva Colombo. He is going to give his own take, his own perspectives on the mindsets presented in the book based on his extensive corporate experience. Krishantha, thank you so much for coming and joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me. It's an absolute pleasure.
The first mindset presented in the book is about direction setting and being bold. We all know that the business context today is extremely uncertain, full of volatility. And most CEOs take a step back against this uncertainty and try to guard against any mistakes that could occur. However, the book states that the top performing CEOs are those who go against this convention and try to be bold and always look for opportunities that can drive the growth momentum of the company. Krishantha, what is your experience on the importance of having a culture that fosters innovation and experimentation in a company?
So for me, it's absolutely crucial, because without innovation and experimentation, your business is not going to develop in the long run. But to do that, it's important that we celebrate failures. A lot of us celebrate success and demonize failures. So in that case, innovation and the experimentation is not going to happen.
The second mindset is the organization alignment mindset. The book reveals that while many CEOs come up with brilliant strategies, only a minority of it gets successfully executed. And this is not because the plan in itself is flawed, but because the people factor, the culture that drives the company, have not been looked at or treated with enough importance. So the good CEOs, the top performing CEOs, understand this, and along with their plans, they pay close attention to the company culture, to talent management, to basically the people factor in ensuring that the right support is required and provided for the company's plans. So when it comes to business, how do you see the importance of taking risks to do something new and bold as opposed to prioritizing stability for the company?
I think it's a balance. You need to have your risk options as well as balance as well. You can't be one or the other. So like now, say for example, the other day, we were somebody asked us to do software, and that was extremely risky for us to do it. But we took on that project. But that doesn't mean suddenly that we go into the software business. If it actually starts giving us good returns, if we find it very beneficial to us, then we will go ahead and go into it. But I think in the book also it says, focus on your strengths and not your weaknesses, and that's what we try to do.
The third mindset is the mobilizing leaders mindset. The good CEOs understand that their top team can really make or break the company. So in understanding this, they pay less attention to what the team does together and way more attention to how the team works together. They pay attention and they facilitate environments where there is good rhythm, good mechanics of working between the team so that everybody is aligned to the organizational mission. What do you think are the must-have characteristics that a good leader should possess?
Actually, the best advice I got was not actually from the book, but from another gentleman who is a top CEO running many multi-billion rupee companies, businesses, plus doing so many other projects which are not necessarily for profit. What he said is, don't do anything what someone else can do for you, and that is some of the best advice which I got because sometimes time is a problem. In addition to that, you got to be, what I feel is, you can't be a thermometer, but instead you got to be a thermostat. And a good CEO, this book has some nice explanation to it. Let me see where it is. Full time, and he says a good CEO plays 10 roles: figurehead, leader, liaison, monitor, disseminator, spokesperson, entrepreneur, disturbance handler, resource allocator, and negotiator. In addition to that, I feel from a Sri Lankan context, we need to be a good father figure as well.
The fourth mindset is a board engagement mindset. Usually in our careers, we may come across situations where we have line managers or one boss, but the CEO has multiple bosses that comes in the form of a board. The book reveals that only a minority of board members actually feels as though there are right processes that allows them to add value to the organization. So the top performing CEOs do not accept this fact. They do not accept this reality. In fact, they are relentless in ensuring that the right processes, the right policies are in place that allows the board to engage effectively and create value for the organization. How would you advise companies in developing their senior leaders to maximize their potential?
Right. I think actually we all of us need to take a step before that, which is to identify the roles. And that's something really valuable I learned from this book, because most of the time we look at people and see how they can fit into a particular role. But if you can figure out what the role is, then find the people, or at least train your people accordingly. And then of course what you got to do is get out of the way and make sure you are constantly recalibrating as well as sharpening your sword.
Krishanta, how would you advise that CEOs effectively engage with their stakeholders to ensure collaboration?
To me, in today's context, especially where your slightest mistake is amplified on social media, it's very, very important. But I feel the primary purpose of the CEO is to be a good listener, to be able to put themselves in the shoes of that other person. In fact, they highlight this in the book very much. And by doing so, not only will you be able to have a good relationship and be absolutely transparent with that other party, whoever your stakeholder is, but also they might help you to fine tune your purpose and thereby increase your business.
So how do you keep yourself energized and positive in fulfilling your responsibilities while you're at the top?
So one of the things is, believe it or not, keep myself hydrated. That is absolutely essential, and take breaks in between. Otherwise you tend to go into back-to-back meetings, and after 2 or 3 meetings, you're completely confused. So have even like 5-minute windows in between to make sure that you get back into your energy zone, to say it in another way.
Okay. The fifth mindset is the stakeholder connection mindset. Today, CEOs are facing the increasing pressure of having to manage a diverse group of stakeholders. So the top performing CEOs first ask themselves, or start with the basics of why. Why should our stakeholders connect with us? Why does our operation matter to them? They try to understand the basic why of the company's existence. And when such CEOs are clear of their operational ethos, then they understand how best to connect with their stakeholders. The last mindset is a personal effectiveness mindset. The role of being a CEO is challenging enough as is, with various demands on their schedules. And to rise up to such challenges, CEOs have to be fit both physically and psychologically. The book suggests that the top performing CEOs understand this, and they take great care in improving their personal well-being and effectiveness, which ultimately realizes good returns on the company's progress as well. What are some of your best practices you would recommend for anyone looking to improve personal effectiveness?
Actually, there are 3 things: manage your energy, protect your time with a vengeance, and learn how to compartmentalize. I need to elaborate a little bit on what I say, or what I mean when I say compartmentalize is, we have sometimes 8 different meetings. If you start your day with a negative meeting and you have negative energy, you can't go to your second meeting being negative. So you got to make sure that you go there with a fresh attitude, and it's quite literally a fresh start. Also, one thing I really like to advocate is meditation, right? Some of the top people I really like, For example, Naval Ravikant, I don't know whether you've heard of him, Rick Rubin, and Vishen Lakiani. They all use meditation as part of their CEO lifestyle to get deep insights, to get downloads, and also to grow their business. It's not that I'm an avid meditator, but I'm trying to get into that practice.
Thank you, Krishanta, for joining us on the show and sharing those wonderful insights. It was a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me, and I really appreciate the opportunity to share my thoughts.